let's just cut to the chase. 2 games in, 0-2. Should we or should there be slow singing and flower bringing for the Houston Texans season?
I was at the Monday night football game upon yesterday.
That was intentional.
Um, Shout out to my dog. It was his birthday. It was actually a birthday gift. He invited me out, and
Happy birthday, man.
yeah, my dog RJ. And it didn't feel like a gift after a while. We went up with 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter on a 20 plus yard Nick Chubb run that I thought could seal the deal. Defense was really embodying the bend but don't break mentality, especially after the second quarter, not giving up anything. And, for whatever reason, D'Amico Ryans, being a defensive coordinator, decides to go damn near prevent defense the entire way and not still be aggressive. And they drive the field in 42 seconds, man, and end up scoring with, only a few seconds left. And I don't want to say that I'm ready to write the ship off because we haven't played any divisional games, but seeing how Daniel Jones actually looks like Peyton Manning from the Colts in 2011, apparently, that could be a potential issue. But I don't know if CJ was seeing ghosts a couple times yesterday, and I know we want to say, OC and things of that nature. But the one thing I did notice, man, the urgency in and out of the huddle. It was too many times where we were breaking the huddle where we were literally operating under 10 seconds left on the play clock, which automatically cancels the ability to make checks at the line of scrimmage. No can plays, no kill, no resets at the line, right? So even if we do see something that we don't like, we're having to go with it anyway because there's no urgency in and out of the huddle. I didn't see us go no huddle at all yesterday. We got towards the end of the half. I think we may have had what 20 seconds left at halftime. We didn't even run and play. We were so content to kneel the ball as if we were up. We were down 10-14 going in half. So it's just little things like that to where you just let the fan base know, like, man, we're not even gonna try. We're not gonna even try to go run 2 minute offense. I don't care if it's for 20 seconds. Like Nick Kelly, you made a comment in a press conference, some weeks back before the season started that, you wanted to get into a lot of hurry up situations, going quick, to where the defense wouldn't be able to react and, be able to get substitution packages in and things like that. That's all of those things are strategic. And it was just too many times in the game where we were so lackadaisical with our approach and not being, really lasered in and locked in, just no real sense of urgency, man. And it showed. So um and then CJ just missed some throws yesterday, man. He had Nico open a couple times. He had a couple different players open on some different, plays, but I ain't ready to write us off, bro. But we definitely it's a sense of urgency, bro. It's obviously week three, without a win, it's a must win early in the season because we almost, first quarter of the season is almost, halfway here, right? 17 games, 4x4. You want to break it in, like that. Oftentimes that last game is, a rest game, especially if you're a playoff team. So we halfway through the first quarter of the season, with 2 weeks being played. So we gotta lock in, dog. It's enough blame to go around to everybody. So I am a bit concerned.
I'm a bit disappointed. I feel like at this point in D'Amico Ryan's career, he should learn to be more tactical, man. I feel like a lot of our losses have come strictly from him not being a tactical coach, being physical, being a player's coach, and that's fine. I like those, those attributes that you have, but you got to start playing more chess and checkers against teams. I feel like there's a lot of times where his time management is poor, his play calling can be a bit, overly risky for no reason. It could just be just straight brute force. Even though we have the brute force, sometimes it takes a bit of finesse and a bit of, just more be like Sean Hart said, being more strategic, man. So that's pretty much what I got from it. I feel like the Buccaneers was a worthy opponent. But at the end of the day, I feel like it was you got to tighten up. It's that simple. You got to tighten up on being a technician, man. Um, so we have all that talent and more talent to come in next week. And it's just a shame that we lost the way we lost, all because we fumbled it, like hypothetically speaking. So have I jumped ship? That kind of loss makes you want to, but I'm still aboard, man. Texas till I die, but that is definitely something we have definitely got to shape up on. The offensive line, shout out to them for at least towards the end of the fourth quarter for putting some kind of effort together. I mean, some effort is better than no effort, but at the end of the day, man, you got to learn how to do that for the whole entire game, man. Like CJ needs you. Like I do think he is seeing ghosts, but it's off of PTSD. When you get sacked that many times, like it don't matter how talented you are, you're gonna get to a certain point where it just comes second nature. It became a point towards the fourth quarter where CJ just like he made a pass to Dalton Schultz, and Dalton Schultz couldn't believe he caught it. He's like, "You got the ball off? Like this is the third quarter. This usually doesn't happen. This third or fourth quarter, this usually doesn't happen."
We
But
gotta
but that's
we get
sad. Like you can I challenge you, Emac, to go look up that pass, I believe, in the fourth quarter to Dalton Schultz and see if you can catch a replay on it. And the reaction that Dalton Schultz has is just like, I got the ball. Oh wow, like the line held up. Because the play went on so long, you would have thought he got sacked by then. So yeah, just gotta tighten up, man.
Um, I'm not jumping ship. I understand the personnel what we're up against with injuries compiled in from our wide receivers, and now it's trickled to the tight ends, and now it's like trickled down to our offensive line. So I understand what we up against. It sucks because we have a Super Bowl contending defense, and you would love in a perfect world
I want to
for
make a
that.
comment about the defense. Now, I think they didn't look well. I'll say this. I think because of the amount of times that they've been on the field, they've been breaking more than they've been bending. Pause. But like they did lock down as far as like second, third, and obviously they didn't score until literally the end of the game from the start of the second quarter. So I think it could be a result of them offense just not being able to sustain drives and get enough first downs in order to get a defense an adequate rest to be able to be as at their optimal strength. So defense hasn't looked as great as I thought it would, even though it was still top 5 through 2 weeks. But
Like, what more can you want the defense to do?
at,
Like,
at some point, I need to see rookie CJ. Like I need to see you overcome your circumstances. And like Nick Cayley was saying, okay, the offensive line ain't that good. Let's go quick game. Why are we huddling every time we want to run offense? We don't have to do that. We do not have to do that. We can actually go no huddle. Let's get some signals going. Let's go to our quick game. Let's get some quick hitters. CJ, get up to the line. Tell me what you know what I'm saying? Like call it out. Like, and then what you do have in the ability when you go quick, defense can't sub, and not only that, you got the whole play clock at your disposal. So instead of being 8 seconds, down and being having to actually hike the ball, maybe you come up to the line with 25 seconds, and now we can scan the defense, we can run motion, we can kill, we can slide the protection left. You can't even slide the protection up there because you're just getting up there so damn late. So yeah, I sound like I'm preaching, but I'm just passionate, man.
no, I understand. I think for me with that game, where we don't have our offense isn't what it was last season, so I feel like the play calling is maybe still reminiscent of what we used to be, and that fourth and goal, 11:15 left, going forward, I thought that's what we lost the game at because like the offense isn't great. Therefore, I feel like take the guaranteed points that are being allotted to you. Some may argue, hey, talking to Christian. Shout out to Coach Jones talking to him. I know somehow the POV was like, well, the offense isn't great enough that you could guarantee that they would be in field goal range again to be able to kick a field goal. Some may argue. I seen somebody also arguing like, hey, Todd Bowles elected to let the Texans score on the Nick Chubb touchdown so he could get the ball back and they could have a chance to score it. And he could
Wow.
you could talk about hey D'Amico, like what's up with the clock management, right? You could have those, you could argue from that standpoint. But my thing is you take that field goal on their fourth and goal situation. It's still early. Our defense is still elite enough to get you the ball back. Then you compound that next field goal that you got on top of the Nick Chubb touchdown, 23-14, 23-21, whatever the score was. We go home with the victory if you take those early on points.
Sounds tactical to me.
That's the approach you could take if you kick the field goal. If you don't kick the field goal, then you got to play. Like people say, you got to play the clock situation. And so, for our personnel to not be what it's be, for us to be depleted with injuries, you can't compound that with piss poor play calling, clock management. Like that's like sticking a knife in and like constantly turning it because it's just like you're just we're watching this team go from bad to worse, bad to worse. I believe CJ has the talent capability to turn shit into a little bit of sugar, but if he's going up against the personnel that he's handicapped with, and then he also has to play against the play calling and the decision making,
I
slow
think
singing and flower bringing, bro. Slow singing and flower.
I think we got a lot of good production out of Jalen Noel, especially in the kick return game. You know, he had a very pivotal kick return to set up that Nick Chubb touchdown. So I'm not too sure if we wouldn't have scored even with Todd Bowles, let him score approach, you know. And I get that, but we are down personnel as far as receivers. And I did hear that we are getting Braxton Berrios and Christian Kirk back, two pivotal slot guys. So maybe that'll open some more options up in the pass game. But I have to see some quick game next week. I have to see um, sustained drives. I can no longer watch the 3-and-out offense that is the predictable Houston Texans, bro.
Three and
Let's
out. Our
let's throw the let's
defense,
throw the ball on first down. Let's
three
try
and
that.
out. Our defense gets a block punt, great field position. We go three and out, get nothing out of their position. What are we doing, bro? What more do you want from the defense, bro? I want to close with this. Everybody may not know, but some may know. But my son, recently born, is 3 weeks on this past Sunday. And I know this is a hard time, but I'm at the point right now with my son being 3 weeks old that I am questioning fatherhood and if I truly want to be a parent. Again, I know this is a hard term, but just allow me to get this out. Why is it hard for you to be a parent? Why are you questioning fatherhood? Because I envision fatherhood being about celebrating your hometown wins with your son. My
Wow.
son was born into this, man. He was
Not
born.
not
He was born into
not
this,
sworn in.
and I have yet to be able to celebrate a Texans win with my son, and it's breaking my heart. What is
Jesus.
what is fatherhood about if I can't celebrate my hometown team's win?
Wow, the Texans are actually tearing apart families, which is insane to say.
Oh my God.
What
What
is
have we
fa-
come to, and where are we going as a nation and a city? And I don't know.
I just want to celebrate with my son.
I don't know. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Y'all nephew deserve better, bro.
I had to walk a long walk of, I call it the NRG walk of shame. If you know, you know that big long tunnel and walking back down, man. Hey, I would love to do that after a win. That feel better after a win.
Texans, if not for the city, for my son, for me being a father. Man, oh man, gotta love it, man. Gotta love it, man. We're not gonna jump off the ship, Texas, man. But get right, man. Get right.
The doors of the pod are open.